On this hunt, I've extracted 2 of my buddies from Midwest farm country and brought them along on one of Alaska's greatest adventures, a hunt in the center of a caribou migration.
Look at that. That is worth the trip right there.
I'm Steven Ranella. To me, hunting isn't only about the pursuit of an animal. It's about who we are and what we're made of. I live to hunt and hunt to live. I am a meat eater. We are here in interior Alaska. With me is my good friend Doug Duren, who's done 99% of his hunting to date on his family's small farm in Wisconsin. And Mark Kenyon, whose Wired to Hunt podcast deals with all things white-tailed deer. In other words, these boys are far from home. We're headed out for Caribou, and to get there, we each need to hop into these little 2-seater airplanes called Super Cubs. These planes are cramped. The bush pilot limits his payload to the hunter and just 50 pounds of gear. Every ounce counts, and there's no cheating. Before you fly, you weigh in.
Here's the one you came for, boys.
You're pushing it, buddy. We'll put you at 280. You just get over it.
Attaboy.
So pushing it, what do you mean? Like, what's the cut?
280 is the cutoff.
For being in the plane at all?
Yeah.
Dog. Wow. Mark and Doug have never hunted caribou, and they've never experienced the Alaska wilderness. If everything works out, they'll have a story to tell for the rest of their lives.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Start over.
Yep.
Try to get your left foot up and in.
And then in.
Yes.
Tight squeeze.
Yeah,
Don't push
careful.
there.
Yeah, baby.
For today's entertainment,
We're headed deep into east central Alaska, south of the mighty Yukon River. We're looking to catch the migration of the 40-mile caribou herd as the animals head toward their wintering grounds. The herd takes its name from the 40-mile river, a Yukon tributary, and numbers about 50,000 animals strong. They're headed in a general northeast direction, spread out across a front that's about 20 miles wide. Our pilot shuttles us into an exposed ridgetop that will hopefully fall into the path of the migrating herd.
last time I slept in a tent was on my land.
Once we're dropped off, our first order of business is setting up a camp ahead of any weather that might roll our way.
You know, these ridge tops like this, wind is just gonna happen no matter what, but you can also get just ripping winds up here. So I just really take time in a spot like this where there's no shelter, really take the time to try to get everything perfect and act as though you've got a hurricane coming. It's already a difficult place for a bush pilot to bring you in on a good day. So if the weather does turn bad, they're not gonna pick you up. You're stuck, man. You really gotta always be keeping in mind and thinking about trying to stay safe and stay comfortable and how to have a plan and a situation set up where your trip might take a very different turn than what you anticipate when, you know, it's nice like it is right now.
In this part of Alaska, it's illegal to hunt caribou on the day you fly, so we head out to scout the area.
You can see pretty good from up there. Decent. You can see over in that next little bit. Lots of options.
With a good vantage point, we kick back to see what's rolling through.
There's a pretty good string of them down there.
Putting a precise figure to the number of caribou herds in Alaska comes down to your definition of a herd. Generally, it's said that a herd is a grouping of caribou that maintains its own distinct spring calving grounds. even though the animals might intermingle with other herds on their wintering grounds. By that definition, Alaska has 32 herds, ranging in size from hundreds of thousands of animals down to just dozens.
See those bulls fighting?
Oh,
Yeah, they're spinning around each other. So this herd, the ones we're looking at, belong to what's called the Fortymile herd. And for the last handful of years, there's been like around 50,000 caribou in the 40-mile herd. They did a mortality study on these things. Of the 50,000 that are here, every year wolves kill about 7,000. Grizzlies kill about 4,000 of them. About 1,000 perhaps die from accidents. 2,500 die from predators besides wolves and bears. Human hunters kill about 1,000. And yet the thing seems to be stable. So it's like just everyone chipping away at this massive ball of caribou that hangs on. You think like, Doug, where you live, how many deer they got per square mile right now?
yeah, over 70.
Over 70 deer per square mile. You could come here most days and look at an entire square mile of ground and have no caribou on it.
Yeah,
But then you come here and you get this sense that it's just like this Serengeti, you know? But it's actually like a very sterile environment. It doesn't support tons of life.
Blip on the radar.
Just fleeting glimpses of it coming through, you know? I think tomorrow, the best thing to do is be just where we can see the most of these ridge tops that we're connected to, because you can haul ass on these things, you know?
After coming up with a plan for tomorrow, we head back to camp. On the way, we are reminded that we are not the only predators in the area.
What I'm worried about is him coming up into camp, you know? We might want to let him know we're up here. Hey! Hey! Get! Yo! Yo! No, get!
what an incredible shot. Beautiful.
Yeah, they're cool, man. I like those things a lot.
That is worth the trip right there.
It's day 2 of our hunt. We set out in the morning and hike up toward a good vantage point from which we can watch the caribou as they drift through. From our ridge top, we see even more caribou than we did the day before.
See that new thrash and brush?
Hunting in general involves so many foiled plans and skunked outings that it honestly leaves you kind of scratching your head when things start looking so unfathomably good.
Most of the time hunting, you're just kind of like fixated on this idea of like, or, you know, can you find one or will we find one?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you go on a lot of hunting trips and you do not find one and you do not get one. And then you get these like handful of experiences in life where you land like in a situation like this. It's just very, all of a sudden, all the rules are rewritten.
Yeah.
Having a hard time with comprehending
Yeah.
the situation ahead of us.
And you're also like, there's like a little bit of paralysis,
Yeah.
man. Where you're just like, I don't know, what do you do?
Yeah. And then you pick one and
No, I know, eventually,
think,
yeah.
oh.
But then here's the thing too, and I've seen this happen. Then you wake up the next day and they're just gone, like gone.
part of what I'm trying to do here is like not be overwhelmed by it, but it's impossible to not be overwhelmed by it. To keep the ability to take it all in, you know? The sun comes out a little bit and the light changes and the sun hits something else a little bit different.
I keep on trying to remind myself to like stay present, like not get caught up in the action, but like soak it in all around me.
Yeah.
Because in 5 days, we're gonna be looking at cornfields again.
I like the cornfields too, man.
Yeah.
The idea that this could all end in a hurry is not a joke. I've seen it before where one night you're feeling cocky, The next minute, the caribou are simply gone. Poof, vanished. So we get down to the business of trying to find what we're after. Large, mature bulls with lots of meat and lots of antler.
There's a group of 3 up high on the slope to the right, and one just looks like he's got a big white mane.
Take a quick look. The top of the scope.
Oh yeah, he stopped and oh my goodness. I see what you're talking about. Stuff kicking backwards.
Is he the one with his head down right now?
Yeah, in the sun.
All darky dark. Doug, I feel like, why don't you and me try to go around and get out in front of those guys a little bit?
All right.
And then, Mark, you want to stay here and just keep knocking around?
Yep.
What kind of distance are we going to want to close here?
You know, a few hundred yards closer. By going like, I think we'll have to go like this and get down and try to get out ahead of them a little bit. Cause see, they're starting to move now. They're in that rock and there's no food in there, so they might stop and feed or just shoot all the way across that bench. Hopefully they'll stop and feed.
Caribou hunting often comes down to a lot of waiting, punctuated by short bursts of hurrying up. They're far away and moving fast. If you want to get out ahead of a bull, you gotta be ready to go.
Move quickly and don't blow a knee.
The difficulty with hustling, particularly with this many animals on the move, is that you run into caribou other than the ones you're actually after. They get skittish and spook, and the trajectories of the herds get reshuffled.
They're looking at us over here. Yeah. Those are those ones we saw a minute ago. Oh, 300. Yeah, well, that's the group we're all set. That can't be them because
I know what you mean. They were already there when we took off.
maybe they cross really fast. I don't know.
They're probably long gone.
No sooner do we lose the bull that we're after, and here's another group with another mature bull.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's a dandy.
Yeah, he's a dandy, all right.
Perhaps it's because we got lucky and this bull stumbled into us rather than us willfully going after it. Or perhaps it's just the beauty of the moment, but Doug makes no move for his rifle.
I cannot believe I'm letting that bull walk.
No, you just kind of want to savor being out.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going to come rolling around the hill next. This kind of stuff doesn't happen in life.
Yeah. It's like once you pull the trigger, you're no longer a hunter. Now you're an observer, and I mean, obviously I was just an observer there, but
Yeah.
I didn't want that to stop.
Yeah, if you shoot, you release a certain amount of agency. Then you're just a dude carrying everybody else's.
We've got 2.5 more days to get Doug a caribou. In the meantime, we're gonna sync back up with Mark and see if we can't get him an opportunity to go after a bull. It's mid-afternoon, and Doug and I have met back up with Mark at our morning glassing spot.
It's a good-looking group from a distance, at least.
Yeah.
Every hour, more and more caribou are coming through.
You know, a few minutes ago, there wasn't anything over there.
Isn't that wild?
We spot a gorgeous bull in a large group that is making its way past our area.
I feel like we should try to go catch up with him. I feel like we should be down, even on that gravel knob down there.
By the time you get over there, they might be past you over there.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. I think we're like kind of perched up in it's a great looking spot, but it's not a great chasing spot.
I mean, look at how they're moving right now.
Yeah, let's go, let's head over there. Try to head those guys off, maybe.
Mark and I need to move quick if we're going to intersect the herd in time to get set up for a shot.
You know, keep an eye on it, because we might look back and you'd be able to, like...
Give you some signals.
Yeah.
All right, get out in front of them.
them in the willows.
They get into there?
There's something in there.
Where's the huge group?
Last I saw, the cows went on the back side of the knob. The bulls were on the front side of the knob.
Well, yeah, that is them. They dropped down that far.
Yeah.
That's definitely them.
The group is moving faster than we thought. The bulk of the cows and calves cut around the backside of a hill, but then we realized that the bulls took a different course, and now our paths are likely to collide. We inch up to a good shooting position and hunker in.
He's out in the front right now.
They ain't going our way.
I'm reluctant to move now.
Yeah.
We get set up and let the bulls come to us.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Here he goes.
No, yeah, I just saw him. He's bleeding real heavy.
That happened fast.
I mean, like fast once we took off, or fast like?
Just the whole thing.
Yeah, let's go check him out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. That's pretty sweet. Big, huh?
Real big.
I mean, big, yeah.
Beautiful. Just a gorgeous animal.
Yeah, they're cool.
Now, is it right that caribou have the largest antlers in proportion to their body?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. The biggest antlers per body size, and then the most durable. It's like steel, you know? They used to use this stuff for tools, spear points and stuff, because just they're so durable and they're not honeycombed inside.
God, what an animal. I can't get over it. What a privilege.
Yeah, they're cool.
It seemed like the distance from where they were to where you were from up there was 75 yards.
200.
200.
But and as soon as I get to the top up here, it's like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good poke. That was fun to watch, man. That was fun to watch. Just really interesting, the whole setup.
Yeah.
You guys getting down there. I'm like, they aren't gonna need any hand signals. They're heading right to them.
That's a caribou.
It is a caribou.
With an animal on the ground, the day turns from observing and stalking caribou to plain old work. We've got a several 100-pound animal on the ground, and there's a lot of meat to handle.
Don't just do the hide, Mark.
You're saying you want me to start up top here?
Yeah, but don't puncture the abdomen yet.
Nice fat.
Oh my God, man. Dude's loaded with fat. Okay. Dig that heart out. I think it might be hit, but. It's amazing how long he kicked after that happened to him.
I know.
When butchering caribou, I often return in my mind to the mostly bygone practice of some Alaska native groups who would gather around a freshly killed caribou and eat the entire thing in one sitting, dipping the raw slices of mahogany-colored meat into pools of fresh blood collected up in the hide. We'll end up freezing most of this meat, so the meals can be spread out over the year, and my enthusiasm for the flesh is pretty keen. You'll hear caribou criticized by some as being strong or gamey, but that's usually attributed to bulls that are physically depleted after the rutting season. This bull, on the other hand, is of superb quality. It is fat and prime.
Now this deal's interesting because one of my favorite books was My Life with the Eskimo by Vilhjalmur Stephenson. who was making first contact with Inuit hunters in the Canadian high Arctic. And when they would kill caribou, one of the first things they'd like to do is get the fat out from behind the eyeballs. Okay, see this?
Yeah.
All that fat behind the eyeball?
Yep.
Take that, get yourself a little piece, and put that in your mouth. Tell me what that does taste like.
Why not? I see the pizza dough
Yeah, man, tastes like raw
relationship
dough.
there, yeah. But it's not bad.
No, hell no. And it's like you can actually chew it up.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like pizza dough when you just kind of.
I got half mine to make me a little biscuit.
Unique to caribou?
Yeah.
You know, I haven't tried any other eyeball fat. I just read about it in reference to caribou eyeball fat.
Uh-huh.
Weird, huh?
Yeah.
Not at all what you'd expect it to taste like. Doesn't
I'm
taste
not sure what I expected it to taste like, but it's one of those tastes that it's not something that I would say, oh my God, let's kill a caribou and cut its eyes out right away.
With the risk of grizzlies running high, it's important that we get every usable scrap of flesh out of here in a single trip. We're leaving behind a gut pile, which is likely to be the first thing of interest to a bear. We'll stage the meat up next to our airstrip where we can keep an eye on it from our camp overnight. We're already thinking ahead to tomorrow in hopes that the herd keeps coming. We still need to add 2 more caribou to the meat pile.